Alright, YouTube. Just doing a quick update here on the John Deere 345 snowblower that I bought off eBay. If you guys remember, drove all the way out to New York to get that, which is about a 6-hour trip each way from here in Michigan. I had always planned on, stripping it down when I got a minute and replacing a few parts that looked a little worn and just checking the condition out, touching the paint up, installing that flapper mod that I spoke about, and the a wear plate behind the auger. So I got started doing that today, and I found some definite disappointing things. So let me go ahead and show you that, and just show you the condition of everything. And let me just stress, if you're going to buy something on eBay or Craigslist, just make sure to check it out really good when you get there before you buy it. I wish I'd have looked at this one a little closer. Anyway, let me go ahead. Alright, the chute's alright. The gear teeth seem fine on it. There's no broken welds. I need to clean up some rusty spots and repaint it. Like everything else, that's fine. The gauge wheels are pretty worn, but that's not a big deal. Some general paint wear. The sprocket shaft housing here, I guess is what you'd call this, maybe, has some kind of serious rust and looks like it was about to break here, so I'll probably weld that back up a little bit. All four of the bolts that went in this were carriage bolts, and all of those rounded out. One of them had to be cut out, and so I've got to get new bolts there. I've already done one parts order from John Deere for this thing. I'm definitely going to have to do another one after checking out some of this stuff. The skids, someone at some point has welded just a piece of metal, looks like maybe part of a door lock or something, to these to absorb some of the wear rather than wearing the skids out. This one seems like it's worn a little bit more, but I'll probably run them another year or so and probably weld another piece of metal on, since this seems to be a pretty good system. I know these skids are, I want to say they're like 30 bucks a piece, so it's definitely cheaper. I'll probably clean those up, paint them. Probably do that on pretty much everything on the tractor. The bearings seem good. The side plate here is another matter. This is what I should have paid more attention to when I was buying the thing. You can see there's a big hole worn in here. There's not supposed to be any hole at all on this. I thought maybe just at some point the auger was rubbing a little bit, but yeah, it wouldn't have caused that much damage. You can look inside; it's definitely chewed it up pretty bad. And you can see where the belt had, or the chain rather, had come in contact with the plate here. The auger seems actually to be in probably the best shape out of everything. I'm going to do that flapper mod with the thick piece of rubber like I've talked about before. Probably do that while I've got it taken apart here. There's no real dents or broken welds that I can see on this thing, so that's pretty good. Happy with that. The frame here just needs a little bit of rust cleaned up, a few spots painted. Nothing too major. When I got it, the tensioner pulley where it rocks back and forth here, that was all seized up with rust, so I had to pound that out of there and grind all the rust out and put a bunch of anti-seize in there, and that's been working pretty good ever since. Nothing real stressful to report on that. The sprocket and the drive gear there, they seem good. The chain seems good. I've got all the nuts and bolts here labeled and sectioned off. Some need replacements. Some just need to be sat in some of that evaporust that I used on all the bolts from the Sears. If you look, this here, if you remember, it's pretty good stuff. You can get it right at TSC. It's non-toxic. Takes all the rust right off your bolts or whatever you're putting in it. Just soak it. I soaked it overnight. It says 8 hours, but overnight is better. And there's no scrubbing, there's no messing with them, there's no wire brushing or dealing with toxic stuff. Just rinse them off with water after they're done, and either oil them or paint them or whatever you're going to do so rust doesn't come back. But yeah, it's great stuff. The holes for the bolts on this other piece of plating were all stripped out, so I ordered another one. I probably could have got away with not doing that, but I just tacked it onto that last order that I did. And see, I've got the wear plate. I want to say these maybe were stock on later models of the snowblower, but on mine they weren't. And you can see after years of use what it does to just the sheet metal frame. You can see it's dented the metal really badly, obviously worn all the paint off. And down here where the frame meets the where the sheet metal body meets this thicker piece, you can see it's all chewed up and warped out. I'm gonna have to probably heat that up and pound it out, probably weld it to this thicker piece of metal here. This just bolts on there at the top, and then you get a couple longer carriage bolts here, which I ordered, and they go through there through the wear bar at the bottom, and that's about an 1/8 inch thick, and that should keep it from wearing out quite so quickly. So yeah, I definitely have some repair to do right here, but that's to be expected on these older ones. Just some general paint cleanup. You can see the wear bar is pretty worn here in the middle. It hasn't been used on the other side, so I'm just going to flip it. But every single one of these bolts are carriage bolts, and every single one is rounded out and is spinning when I turn them. So I'll order just a whole new set and just cut all of them off. That's what I was getting ready to do when I decided to make the update video here. There is one broken weld on this thing. You can see here. It's just where the two pieces of sheet metal are attached. Shouldn't be hard to fix at all. It's just got to be done. Like I said, the bearings seem good. That side where the bearings mount up is fine, but over here where the plate would be that has the hole in it, you can see that yeah, at some point either a bolt broke or came loose, but the auger was allowed to bounce around and it completely wallowed out this hole here. You can see this is one of the bearing retaining plates. You can see what it should, well, it should go over here. You can see how much it's actually worn that sheet metal out. Probably the best way to fix it would be as if I had a parts frame and just cut that whole section out with a torch and welded it in, because that circle there is going to be hard to get exact. I've got some sheet metal that should be similar, but yeah, that's going to be hard to do. Grind that flat where it's all wallowed out. I think actually my easiest way to do it might be to put a few tack welds in here, and just if I ever need to change this bearing plate out for any reason, I could just grind the welds out. Cause yeah, I don't know how well that would. I mean, I'm getting better as a welder. I'm actually taking a class for it, but I don't know how well I'll be able to fix that. You can see where the auger broke free. It started rubbing the frame here. If you look over there, there's no rust like that, no contact there. You can see it definitely wallowed the metal out really bad. So yeah, I've got to figure out how to fix that. That's the big task. It's going to take some doing. Obviously just welding it, like I said, is just welding that bearing plate is the easiest, but it's also, you know, not the right way to do it. So I don't know, I like fixing things the right way. So anyway, that's where I'm at with all this. Just trying to do my best, trying to get this thing fixed up here so I can put it away and get back to my Sears project finally. I've had so many chores and other things going on, trying to get all the winter stuff put away and the summer stuff out, and had this power washer. I'll show you guys that real quick, that I got from my father-in-law when he died a few years back. It needed quite a bit of maintenance, but I got it all cleaned up and replaced a few things. It's got a Briggs 6.75 on it. Now it starts right up. I mean, there was like a big rat's nest under it, and the oil was about half missing and was more grease than oil, and yeah, it just needed some tender loving care. It had a few broken spots. One of the rivets for the frame was broke. I had to weld that, and a few other things. Replaced the pressure hose here, and it works real good now. A pressure washer is something I should have bought a long time ago, because yeah, there's nothing like a pressure washer to clean up and work on your stuff around the house. So, but that's where I'm at with everything. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I promise there'll be some more Sears footage coming up soon. I've got a lot of updates for it, and I've got everything sitting here ready to finish up, and it'll be on the trails real soon.